Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Hope everyone is doing good.
Walaikum assalam, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing my voice. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Hope everyone is doing good.
Walaikum assalam, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing my voice. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good.
Alaikum. Thank you very much for everyone who's joining us today, and thank you very much for NCPP, and thank you very much for Dr. Sabina Badr and the coordinator Navira Jabi for hosting this session, which is for pharmacists in Pakistan, especially who are interested to know the pathways, especially for those who want to progress their journey to become our Australian registered pharmacist and practically practicing pharmacies in Australia or getting migration to Australia. Thank you very much.
Session, which is for pharmacists in Pakistan, especially who are interested to know the pathways, especially for those who want to progress.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, walaikum salam.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, please.
Achha, I am very sorry for the disturbance. Okay, on behalf of NCPP, I would like to really thank you for speaking as a guest on this very important topic. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people like me today are aspiring to move forward in their careers and their lives. So I'm sure कि जो भी हमारे participants हैं उनको ये बहुत ज़्यादा help करेगा session in understanding the way how they can move to Australia and what are the prospects of moving there. Or they might get ideas to move in other countries as well. But this is going to be a very valuable session. So I would like everybody to please stay tuned to this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Aapka once again, or we'll do the questions along the way, or you want us to post our queries in the end of the session?
Totally up to you that how you want me to discuss things. If you have some questions, please ask the questions first. I can answer those questions. That will be more practical approach. If audience have some questions, maybe they can ask the question. They can raise the hand in Zoom and ask the question. I can discuss those questions. The best way is that if they're asking the question, if pharmacist is asking the question, I would like to know a little bit about them, say their name, where they work, and then they can ask the question and I can answer those.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, so my students must have heard this instruction. So beta, if you have any questions, any queries regarding this topic, you can post them in the comments, or you can address them by raising your hand, but please do not interrupt while the speaker is speaking so that we can have a smooth session. All right? Okay, we'll start with this.
Okay. So welcome everyone who's attending this session arranged today. I would like to discuss a few practical points which gonna help you in a way that you can understand that why we're doing the session, and why we're doing the session mean that where are the opportunities which you can avail and progress your career within a timeline. So everyone who is attending this webinar, that there may be some goal, there may be a reason why you're attending this webinar. I'll just bring one slide in front of you. Give me a minute. You know that pharmacist role as compare, if you compare the pharmacist role in Pakistan as compared to any other country, there's significant difference. And there is a desire why anyone who is practicing in Pakistan and who is getting registered, they think that maybe they can go abroad and they can learn, they can earn, and they can have a better life of what they have spent time in universities. Everyone has spent 5 years in university, and they deserve a better return of their investment, their time that they have spent. So Australia is a amazing place of practicing pharmacist work, and is always an attraction for many years. There's a live example sitting in front of you. I'm also from your country, who arrived in this country in Australia probably more than 20 years ago. All right, so I was from the University of Karachi, graduated and established my life, established my workplace here in Australia for a few reasons. One is finding better opportunities and finding better work and better lifestyle in this country where I am. And I'm very passionate to tell that to many new pharmacists that they can do it. If I can do it, you can do it as well. All right, so I'll just share you a presentation which I have on my laptop here. Okay, I'll just see if you can see this slide. Okay, there are some more people coming into the group. That's good. And can you please confirm that you can see what I'm trying to show you? If you can say yes to me or write in the chat.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, so I'm talking about scope and opportunities for Pakistani pharmacists like you from Pakistan, and what we can do in Australia. My background is, as I mentioned, that I'm from Pakistan, and I graduated back 20 years back, and I came to Australia and I developed my career. And my wife is also a pharmacist. Her name is Sobia, and we are here from last 20 years. So today's topic is actually outlining what you can know. But before I start this conversation, I like to say that if you are watching this webinar for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or more than 1 hour, I would like you to make notes. Maybe you may have some pads with you. Maybe you can write down some notes, and that's how you can recall what we're discussing today, because that's very important. If you going to listen it just like a film, maybe you will grab maybe 20% what I'm going to talk. Maybe if you write it, maybe you will learn more and memorize more, and maybe you can recall that as well. So maybe it will be effective for you. So always I encourage that when you come to my webinar, try to learn in a way that you can go and teach to someone, right? So you can tell to some of your friends. So try to take the pictures of important slides and also make notes. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how many people are watching me from their laptop or phones? I guess everyone would be on the phone, right? Is that right?
Yes, sir, majority are from phone.
Okay, that's fine. But holding a phone and then writing may be difficult, but try to keep a phone somewhere so you can keep watching and maybe writing notes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the regulatory bodies in Australia, which you need to know now, because you're coming to Australia, and the journey of pharmacist, it actually cannot be started or cannot be completed without knowing these steps. Okay, so authorities, I'm going to talk about authorities. You can write down the names and what are the pathways, what are the journey that you need to do, one need to do, either you're from Pakistan or any other country, and what is the money cost involved in becoming or going through with this process, and different areas of practice, and how the future look like of pharmacists in this country, especially this 2023 plan or maybe future plan. And especially working in regional areas, is important that you need to know, because we overseas pharmacists fit in broadly in regional areas, not in city areas. Okay, the jobs are in regional Australia, mind it. So you need to focus right now. If you want to come to Australia, just plan it that you're going to be landing on an airport, not looking for jobs in big city. You will be going into the smaller cities or the smaller villages or the smaller regional towns of Australia. Okay, so keep it in mind. So you need to focus what we're talking about. So everything is about your focus. So you need to focus the bottom line that, yes, I want to come to Australia. Maybe I'll make a plan right now on today's day, 24th of June, 2023, and make a plan that you will land in Australia. If you really desire, if you want to burn your boats, if you really want to desire to work in Australia, make a plan that I'm giving myself 12 months time frame. Let's say June 2024. All right, or July 2024, that you will complete all the steps and you will be in Australia in next 12 months. All right, so write down, this is important thing on your notebook, whatever medium you use, either you're using a paper or you're using your phone notes. All right, so bodies involved. What are the bodies involved? Like when you graduate from university, you know what are the bodies involved in your country. Like you need to register yourself with Pakistani Pharmacy Council, either in Sindh or Punjab. The similar way, this body, APC is a body which actually recognizes your degree, which recognize your qualification from outside of Australia, or any qualification. If you're doing in universities in Australia, or even if you're coming out of different universities from overseas, this is the body which you need to contact. APC website is very important for anyone who's listening me, because that's the first body you need to interact. You need to put your documents for assessment. You need to pass the APC exam, which is called CAPS exam, and so on. And documentation and evaluation, they actually do everything for overseas pharmacists. All right. For people from Pakistan, they come under the stream. There are two types of stream. They have divided the world. Stream A is for candidates from Pakistan, India, or Middle East or Asian countries. For pharmacists coming from UK or Canada, they come under stream B, which is not relevant for us. And there will be a written exam. Okay, written exam like MCQs exam. Okay, pharmacy board is the body which actually control all activities of pharmacists in Australia. Even when you're registering, you need to register with pharmacy board. Even you're a student, you need to send your documents while you're studying in universities of Australia, you need to send your documents to pharmacy board as well. All right, so they develop the standards of practice, codes, guidelines for pharmacy profession in Australia. And these standards always developed according to the situation. Like COVID has changed a lot of aspects, a lot of activities, a lot of jobs pharmacists were not doing before. Now we are doing here, and handling notification and complaint and investigation, and so on. And they also assess the overseas trained pharmacist and accreditation process of the university courses as well. So all the time pharmacy board is involved directly with universities in Australia. They actually asked to make changes in the courses as well. All right, so the pharmacy board got a lot of authority in this country. Okay, APRA, a Australian Health Practitioner Regulatory Agency. This is a body which actually give a practitioner license for any health professional, including pharmacists. All right, so don't get scared about this word, APRA. APRA is the body which actually give you to work in Australia under this regulatory body, under this regulatory national law. All right, and there are 16 different health professionals are under working in this body, but one of them is pharmacist, nursing, doctor, dentist, and so on. There's a lot of, but it's not relevant for us. We need to know we are pharmacists, and APRA is the body which gave you the license to work in Australia. All right. So when you pass the CAPS exam, the next step that you need to contact APRA. APRA is the one who actually look after the English assessment. CAPS don't need an English test, but APRA need an English test, which is 7.5, 7 band, and We will go in details in next slides. This is a small journey of a pharmacist, that how a overseas pharmacist enter into the system, how they approach CAPS, how they do pass the CAPS, what are the next steps involved in getting with APRA registration as a provisional with pharmacy board. So this is a diagram. Maybe you could take a picture, but is quite complex picture, but I will make it very easy for you to understand. Okay, come to straight to the point. Straight to the point. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can see this screen. Step 1, documentation evaluation. Look, in Pakistan, when you qualify from university, you get your result, your mark sheets, your degree, and then you apply for pharmacy board council certificate. So this is what the step after that you need to submit your document. When you have your degree, when you have your mark sheet, and if you have a pharmacy council certificate, then you can apply for assessment with CAPS. And they charge a fee of $1,310 for the assessment, and it takes 12 weeks at the moment. All right, 12 weeks for assessment. And beside that documentation, you can submit your passport as an ID document or 2 other photo ID documents and a photograph. All right, so this is this step which you can do online. You can just create a profile on your website and you can do that on your own. Okay. Okay, after doing the CAPS assessment, you can attend the CAPS exam. Pakistan got 3 centers at the moment, and this exam run 3 times a year, July, November, and March. So coming July, next month, we're having an exam, and in November, there's another exam available. In March 2024, there will be another exam. So these exams run 3 times a year. Exam fee is $2,230 Australian dollars, which is equivalent to 190 rupiah. Just do a calculation. So this is the initial investment, $1,310, and then $2,230. This is what you need to spend to come to a stage where you prepare and pass the exam and do the PTE and apply for the visa. All right, is that very clear to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, exam center are available all over the world. In Pakistan, there's only 3 centers. Previously, only used to be 1, but recently in March, we push and we asked, and now this Islamabad got 2 centers and Lahore got 1 center. We don't have Karachi center yet approved, but we will look forward to get that approval as well very soon. Okay. First, anyone who complete their CAPS result, like they pass the CAPS exam, then they apply for APRA provisional registration, which require an English test as well. Okay, and then they apply for intern job, which is a paid job in Australia. An internship job is require 1,824 hours to complete your internship, which is equivalent to 12 months under supervised practice, which is a paid job, and approximately the salaries are like $50,000 in a 12-month period. Okay, so maybe write down that this is the paid internship. It's not like there's no money involved. Yes, it's a paid job as an intern pharmacist. Per month is approximately $4,000 before tax. Right, this is some detail which probably relevant when you pass the CAPS exam. I'll come to the stage where I'm going to talk about regional. Yes, I'm going to talk about where are the jobs, right? You're planning, you're putting a lot of effort, putting a lot of money to come to Australia to work. So you need to know right now, where are the jobs, right? The jobs for overseas pharmacists are not in Sydney, not in Melbourne, right? So keep that very clear in your mind that if someone is in Sydney and looking for a job, they're wasting their time. If they're in Melbourne and they can't get a job, then obviously they're trying their luck, but there's a very less chance that one can get a job. You need to make sure you're ready to work in regional Australia for at least 3 to 4 years in your initial arrival of Australia. All right, is it very clear to you? How many people are attending this webinar? Can I get an answer? Is it very clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
That's very good.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's good because I always get so many questions from pharmacists who come here and sometimes they get depressed because they can't find a work, because they're focusing on a wrong area, wrong part of the Australia. So if you're very clear, maybe take a picture and maybe make a screen save thing for some of your phones, so you know that, look, I'm going to come to Australia and I'm going to work in regional for 4 years. Then I will see your career going like that. All right. So demand for pharmacists is especially in regional area. That's why I'm telling you this right now. Okay. And lifestyle benefits. There are a lot of benefits living in regional, a lot of support available for health professionals in regional area, because there are not many professionals available to work in, and they give you more weightage. They accept you. Beside that, you probably not knowing a lot of things, but they accept you because you're a health professional. All right. Even your accent is not Australian, they still accept you. Even you don't know a lot of Australian jokes, they will accept you. Even as an intern, you probably need to learn a lot of laws of this country. They will love you. All right. But again, this is depending on the person, that how much you are outgoing, how much you want to make new friends, and how much hungry you are to make new connections. All right. If someone is someone is very introvert, for example, if they don't want to meet anyone, if they don't want to make friendship, if they're not initiative to talk to a stranger, then it will be a very difficult task for them. But if you are a personality, if you have a personality who can go and shake hand with anyone, who can go and say hello to anyone, any stranger, and you can talk, you can laugh, you can make a joke with anyone, then Australia will love you. All right. So that's what you need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare for this culture, that you need to be ready to talk on any topic with anyone. All right. So pharmacist is basically a package where we are masters of communication. All right. So we need to ready to communicate to anyone. All right. Beside this lifestyle, there are a lot of benefits of living in region. First of all, the distance of your home to work is very short. So time you can save in driving as compared to big cities. Rent, lifestyle, and schooling for your kids, and sporting activities hugely available. Acceptability is more for overseas people in this country. All right. And don't think that it's like a small village where you can't get internet, you can't get the road, you can't get the hospital. Everything is available. Even pharmacists in regional areas, they can do some courses of flying, and they become a flying person. Like they can take a pilot license within 6 months with a very low cost of expense. You can fly a plane, rent a plane, and fly between towns to towns. And if you have additional qualification of flying, then you can be a flying pharmacist for regional pharmacies. But that's something you can think beyond your imagination. There are a lot of things available in Australia. All right. Other than that, pharmacy technicians are also required in this country. Industrial pharmacist visas are open at the moment, but the demand is very less. All right. So these are the two topics which I really just want to touch, but my focus is more about CAPS, because most of the jobs and visas are easily available for CAPS people. Pharmacy technician, one can apply from TASIS assessment. They can get into the country, but still they need to do the CAPS and get into this pathway, which I'm going to explain. Industrial pharmacist, if someone has a work experience of 3 or 4 years in industry, They can put their case through industrial pathway, which is Vitasis. No exam is required for CAPS for industrial pathway. One can come, but there are less chances of getting a job. But there, the chance of getting visa is already high. So these three options are available for pharmacists. So I hope this slide will give you some sort of idea that that what I'm talking about. And yes, so I'll just see if I can show you a quick option for the visas, which okay. Me and my wife, so we are both a pharmacist from University of Karachi. We are pharmacy owners for more than 17 years. We operate mostly in regional Australia, regional South Australia. And we are multi-award winning pharmacist group in Australia. And we are proud South Australian pharmacist and given numerous awards, been on Australian media a lot of time on TV and radio and newspaper. Again, this is again, I always talk about the goals. I always talk about the reality. I don't want to give you a fake hope that there are hundreds of jobs available all over Australia. Is wrong. Is only regional Australia, where community pharmacy is the main area where you can come and work. Right? If you think that if you want to come and work in a hospital pharmacy, is less chance for you at the moment. But if you coming to Australia to work in community pharmacy, there are brighter chances. All right. If you want to take a photo of this slide, because this actually give you a lot of information. But my connectivity with my social media platforms, which are basically just to educate about scope of pharmacist. I have done a lot of webinars, and I have put the recording of webinars on my channels, on my YouTube channels, on my TikTok and my Facebook. I got a Facebook group page as well for pharmacists in Australia. And I use TikTok for educating about changes coming in the pharmacy industry. I use Instagram a lot of time. I use Reels for spreading the news, like simple things like Intern Pharmacist of the Year award was given. I made a video of that award of that person. I will load this on my YouTube probably tomorrow. So it will actually motivate you. It will give you a hope. It will give you an idea that if someone can do it, you can do it as well. So my aim is to give you the brighter side of this scope of work, which probably you will be looking to come to work in Australia, right? So I will give you examples of the best pharmacists who are doing here. So you can just copy and paste what they are doing, copy and paste. You know, if someone has done good, if someone has done a leadership skills, you don't have to invent those new things. You just copy what they have done. So this network connectivity is important. And those who want to connect me in future, you can take a photo and connect with me on my LinkedIn, on my TikTok, download the TikTok app. You will get so much information just connecting with me that you may improve your future, improve your life, or maybe your next generation. That's how I normally explain things. And I know that I have changed many lives in past many years. Okay, so let's talk about the visa. What are the visa options available if someone passed the CAPS? So if you take a picture of this slide, the bottom visa, which is called visa number 491 visa, which is mostly very attractive at the moment. And once you pass the CAPS exam, just focus on that visa, how you apply that visa. Details you can pick up from your immigration website, but 491 visa is the best visa, short period of assessment, and you can come to Australia. Otherwise, there's a 190 visa is also, but it will take some time. It will be a permanent visa, but don't look for the permanent solutions. Go for the visa which are easily available. Get in Australia, come to Australia, start working in Australia. Things will become easy when you arrived here. as a retail pharmacist. Okay. Pharmacy technician, if you want to go to the pathway, if you got 3-4 years experience, again 491 visa, which is for pharmacy technician, and this VETASSESS is the body which actually assists the documents and experience. For VETASIS, if someone is doing pharmacy technician pathway, if you have worked as a pharmacy technician in Pakistan, and if you have a pharmacy degree, then if you show your experience, then you can apply and get an assessment done. No CAFs required, and English test PTE, and you can apply for the visa. Industrial pharmacist can also apply. Again, 491 visa. VITASIS is the body for their assessment. No exam is required. And you can establish your case by, if you're having industrial experience for at least 4 years, and 3 to 4 years, and English test. Before visa, you need to do VITASIS. Over there, you don't need an English test. You can just apply for VITASIS, and you can download the documents from VITASIS. What are the requirements? The pharmacy technician, this is the document you can download and work on your application and submit. And same industrial pharmacist is similar way. Yes, I have worked as a community pharmacist, especially like a vaccinating pharmacist, and we're doing a lot of vaccine, different types of vaccine, travel vaccine, COVID vaccines, flu vaccine, whooping cough vaccine, and all of my pharmacies are doing this vaccine. We do camps as well for vaccines in Australia. We do multicultural awareness. It's because new people coming to Australia, they don't know the health system here. So we educate people about what pharmacists can do as a health professional, as a primary health professional in their lives. We have done quite a bit projects. We have done research, a lot of recognition given to our work, and these are a few examples in past few years. So probably this is just a highlight of the career, but now I can go back to the questions. If you have questions, please ask the question in the box, or best way is that if you raise your hand, if you are an NCPP member, make sure you check with Navira first before, because she's the coordinator of this Zoom chat. All right, so hand over to Navira. Please go ahead with your selection of questions, please.
Sir, I have a question. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Achha, sir, my question is, like for instance, somebody passes the CAPS exam from Pakistan, and then they apply for the visa and everything is granted. Do they also get family or spousal visa or something on the basis of their CAPS exam and being the primary candidate easily?
Yes, that's right. Yes, CAPS allow a candidate to come with family. आप family के साथ आ सकते हैं, अपने husband, अपने बच्चों के साथ, और 491 वीजा अलाउ करता है आप पूरी फैमिली को यहाँ पे माइग्रेट करने में. Are you happy with the answer? Ji, Umar Farooq, you have a raised hand. If you please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
How are you?
Yes, I'm well. Thank you.
So my name is Umar Farooq. Maybe you remember me. I have been working here in Abu Dhabi. In previous seminar also, I had a chit chat with you. Just the last thing you mentioned that there is a vaccination is being doing by the pharmacies in Australia. So just like in UAE also, they have started to vaccinate people in pharmacies. Is there any separate course for that or training pharmacists have to undergo by the government, or they can do vaccination with the same lessons they get after passing the CAPS exam?
No, for becoming vaccinating pharmacist, there are a few courses that one has to do to upgrade their qualification, so they know that what is vaccination, how to do vaccination, and
Mhm.
how to tackle if there's an anaphylaxis situation happen.
And one more thing, sir, I have booked my exam in November. 22nd will be my date. I have gathered so much information from your seminars, YouTube channels, and all these things. And I want to thank you to help me to come out of my, what we can say, comfort zone. So I'm preparing for the exam. Hopefully, I will do. And one thing, sir, personally, if you don't mind, you are not adding me to your study group. I have been requesting you so many times.
Your exam
Is it possible?
Exam is in November. That's why I'm not adding in you in my July exam group. I will make a November,
Okay.
and you can join that. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, is the material for CAPS available somewhere easily accessible for other students who may take a lot of time for preparing, or because maybe I, like for instance, if I speak for myself, I know I will not be prepared enough by November because I have other schedules and other meetings as well. So if I am like putting my timeline to like 6 months or a year for preparation and then taking the paper and knowing that I'll pass it 100%. So is there any material easily accessible and available for the preparation, or do we have to get added to groups like yours or your group for the preparation?
Okay, good question. Look, materials is available through website. There are a lot of websites, a lot of Facebook groups where you can find links and material you can find, even a lot of free stuff available. And there are a lot of paid academies are there. You can join and prepare. But one thing is very important. This exam is not like an exam that one should keep studying for a year or more than a year, that they will hope that they will keep studying and pass the exam. This exam is like you need to intensely study for at least 2 months or 3 months, and that's it. And then pass the exam and attend the exam and pass the exam. So this is the strategy. If you plan, if you got a time, because this is a life-changing event. It's not a simple thing that one is actually planning to do. A lot of investment required. So if someone is doing is very casual, then obviously result will be a casual. And if someone is really focused, want to change their life, they need to leave everything aside, everything, and just focus on CAPS, and they can pass the exam. People who focus, they pass the exam. People who don't take it seriously, they're never gonna attend the exam. First of all, they're never gonna do the assessment, they're never gonna submit the fee, and they will never come to Australia. So that's the simple answer from my side.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
Thank you. Okay, Abdul Aziz, I can see you. You have a raised hand. You can ask the question, please. Abdul Aziz, we can't hear you. You're talking, but we cannot hear you. I think you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now because you unmuted.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर। ये ग्रुप में डिस्कशन हो रही है कि लाहौर में और इस्लामाबाद में जो सेंटर्स हैं वहाँ पे सीट्स जो है ना बुक हो चुकी हैं फॉर द नवंबर।
बहुत अच्छी बात है।
सो हेलो
जी, बहुत अच्छी बात है। ये तो अच्छा साइन है कि बहुत लोग एग्जाम दे रहे हैं।
एग्जैक्टली सर। सर वी हैव आल्सो डन आवर स्किल असेसमेंट एलिजिबिलिटी
That's
तो
very
सर नवंबर में फिर हमारा चांसेस होगा वी कैन सिट फॉर द नवंबर?
आपको पता होना चाहिए, आपने असेसमेंट अगर कर ली है तो आपको उसमें बॉक्स में नजर आ रहा होगा कि आप बुक कर सकते हैं। आपने देखा है इम्तिहान के लिए?
सर एक्चुअली मेरा तो अभी प्रोसेस में है, मगर फ्रेंड्स जिसने किया है उनका अभी भी नहीं हो रहा सर।
अच्छा, तो उनको ईमेल लिखें, उनको बोलेंगे इतने लोग यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं और
जी सर।
एक हमें कैंपेन चलानी पड़ेगी इस सिलसिले में। बताना पड़ेगा, ट्विटर को ऑन करें अपने। हमने पहले मार्च में भी इसी तरह किया था, मार्च से पहले भी किया था हमने ये ऐसे ही, तो फिर सेंटर
जी
पर।
सर।
तो मुझे रिस्पॉन्स करें, ग्रुप में बताएं कि ये हो गया है, सीटें नहीं मिल रही हैं, तो हम फिर एक कैंपेन चलाते हैं। हम ईमेल आपको करनी पड़ेगी उनको एक फॉर्मेट के अंदर के यू हैव सबमिट द कैप्स, यू वेटिंग बट यू वांट टू डू एग्जाम in November in Pakistan. Please increase the seats. Please increase the exam center. Maybe make 2 exam center in Lahore and 2 exam center in Karachi, because there are number of people will gonna miss out. So you need to draft, everyone who is going to face this problem, you need to draft an email, and we need to do a campaign to Twitter. So we can tag all the high commissions and also all the heads of APC body, then they will get this message straight away. So we can do this in this week.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
Okay, next raised hand is from Hina Sahar.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Ji, walaikum.
As far as I know, a lot of pharmacists are going to appear in November exam. So do you think there are any chances of saturation in Australia, that it is going to be more tougher for the pharmacists to get jobs? The ones which are having more work experience and having more marks and more points, they will get visas.
Look, according to, you asked me about the visas. Australian government has issued this document. This document, and you can see this document. This is the immigration policy or migration policy for 2023 and 2024, 2 years. Okay, and in this policy, they're saying that we need 250,000 overseas people to come to Australia in different professions. Okay, and answer for your question is that I know that in January there were 3,500 vacancies for pharmacy work were available, and I don't think that they are already filled up, because not that many pharmacists applying. But let's say pharmacists from Pakistan are now wake up. I've never seen that many pharmacists from Pakistan doing CAPS exam in past years. This is the first time. Short answer for your question is that you say saturation. I don't think so. No, there is still a lot of chance. But if you focus on region, don't deviate from the focus, you will still have a chance. That's why I start my presentation. If you recall, I started the preparation, when I showed my first slide, I said very clearly, if you're listening my conversation, plan for 12 months. All right. So I'm not giving you a fake information. If you haven't planned, please plan your next 12 months if you really want to come to Australia.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, I'll just see what are the questions written in the chat. If someone has written, or if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. Be interactive. It will give you confidence. Even if it's a very silly question, that doesn't matter. Ask the question, because that's the right time. You can see in my chat, in my YouTube chat, there are a lot of questions written in the box. I'll just go through the questions. You are the most genuine Australian person I've seen across prepared lump sum money to coaching institute, please help. What is the question? I don't know. Okay, we are really blessed. Just another question. Someone asked me that please reply. We passed pharmacy almost 11 years. Can you guide me how we can pass the exam? I'll just mute everyone for a minute here. Yes, if someone has done someone has done the pharmacy degree 11 years ago, there's no problem. There's no problem with the gap. There's no problem even if you have done that pharmacy degree 20 years ago. I know pharmacists who have done 26 years ago and they passed the CAPS exam at the age of 50. So if he can do it, you can do it as well, no problem. Because as I said, CAPS is an exam where you need to do intensive study, smart study for 2 to 3 months maximum, 3 months maximum. If you plan for more than 3 months or 5 months or 6 months or 10 months or 11 months, that's not the way to pass the exam. You need to keep your study 3 months. That's it. Okay. And spend 4 or 5 hours daily. Use the material which we're going to supply you. Okay. Someone putting a question. I'm demotivated, respected sir. Either CAPS exam is easy or not. Okay, why are you demotivated? You don't know anything about CAPS exam. Why are you getting demotivated? I don't know. First of all, don't be demotivated. I'm not sure why you're demotivated. CAPS exam is the exam, basically an exam where you need to start studying for 3 months, prepare well prepared, cover all the topics, don't leave any topic on choices, and you can pass the exam. So simple. All right. And I have a 4-year bachelor degree in pharmacy. I'm looking forward to do a PharmD, which is 3-year course, which will help me the visa. I will have 2 degrees. I don't understand this question from Najran Singh. If you have a pharmacy degree, you can apply for CAP. That's a simple answer. Saira Kiani, I have submitted my documents for assessment and preparing for CAP. Can you add me in the okay, Saira Kiani, you need to come and apply to my WhatsApp group with all the protocols, then we can add you in the group. Sami Rana saying Assalamu alaikum, looking good. Okay. Ayub bin Ashik, he's saying that, sir, do you think that 60-day dispensing would make a difference in the job market of pharmacists in regional, as well as the matter has already been discussed in Australian Parliament? Yes, we know. We know that it is discussed in Parliament, and we also know that this immigration policy was discussed in Parliament. That's why we have these visas relaxed, and this 60-day dispensing will be creating an impact, definitely, yes. But there are a lot of scope of work coming to the pharmacy where that gap, downfall of that funding from the government will be covered by another scope of work. So don't worry about that. Jobs in regional will be welcoming for pharmacists from overseas if you're really determined to work in region. Okay, so focus on regional. If you divert your focus, obviously don't blame me after that I'm not getting work here. I got a visa, but I'm not getting work here. So that's very important. Okay, focus for region, to work in region, serve in region. Today I'm coming from a program. I was attending a social event where I had a chance to speak on the stage with many professionals, especially the health professionals. So I was actually highlighting a role model doctor who focused his 35 years of his work in regional South Australia. He devoted his life to regional Australia. And in return, what regional Australia has given to him, you can't even imagine. What kind of lifestyle, what kind of respect, what kind of, his future generation, like his kids doing in Australia. If I start telling you, then you will say that we will all come and work in regional Australia. You won't even touch the city jobs if you're going to come to regional Australia. That's how I know and that's a Pakistani person, right? That's the doctor from Karachi who came here many, many years ago. And he started his Jews in regional Australia as a home, and he's kept working for that long period. He's still working there. And yes, I mean, he's like a king. Yes. All right. So his lifestyle, he drives all major brand cars. All right. And his kids are all doctors, pharmacists, married to pharmacists, married to doctors. So it's amazing family. So you can do the same thing in your future if you choose that pathway. All right. So good luck. Stay focused. Okay. The next question I'll read out for you. 60-day. Can I sit an exam in Australia? I'm right here now as a student. Yes, no problem. You can do it. I think Jamil Cannon is asking that. T. Libu is asking that I heard a news that my planning to obligate CAPS exam and substitute with the bridging course from a reputed university. Is this okay? The reputed university offers a master's degree for 2 years, right? And that degree is about like $100,000 course. If you can afford it, if you are a son of a landlord family from Pakistan, maybe you are connected with some very rich Vadera family, then obviously you can bring that money and pay, and you need to pass the exam of 2 years master degree, then you can escape the CAPS exam. All right, but I won't suggest you just do the CAPS exam. You can pass. Okay, someone is asking a question. So my last year of PharmD, okay, just started. I want to sit in the CAPS exam in November 2024. I don't get seat, then I will still in March. Yes, you can do that, not a problem. Seats will be available. Okay, sir, is there any separate group for July batch to attend? Yes, we have a separate group, but you need to match the criteria. All right, we don't allow everyone to come. We like those people who have burned the boat and they are interactive and they are ready for Australian culture. You need to demonstrate the criteria. Okay, Amna Miman is asking that is the process of any different than CAPS for starting your own setup in Australia? No, madam, no, you can't do that. You need to go under supervision first and start working in a company. You cannot just go and practice on your own, not possible. Okay, last question. I wouldn't pass the CAPS exam in my first attempt. After how much time I could? You can attend, as I said, that if you work hard, steady focus for 3 months, you should pass the exam. Even if you fail the exam, let's say, if you try your best, you couldn't, just spend another 3 months, try the next one. All right. Okay. Umar Farooq, you have a hand raise. What is your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you again for giving me some time. You told us about the age gap. The people are passing the exam and coming to Australia. So I was a little bit confused about that. I will ask you that question in another way. Like one person has spent his 5 years, 7 years, 10 years in a country like UAE, and he's doing job in periphery like indigenous UAE. There also, it's a very small country, but far places are also there, as I am doing job in periphery. So I am enjoying that job. It is better than doing job in city. You get more respect, you get renowned by the people. But if that person is willing to move to Australia, so what is the gut feeling about the people in an organization who hire or interview someone? What they see is this is an old person, because in pharmacy we need energetic person, new person who can work, who can arrange items, who can energetically do the things. So what are the chances of getting hired in a better position for a person who is older than the person who is newly coming from university?
Okay, in Australia, if you're coming to work in Australia, an Australian work environment, they want you to work faster. They want you to walk faster. They want you to do things faster. Okay. I know that
Okay.
people coming from different part of the world where the workload is less. People work on sitting on chair. In Australia, we don't do that. We work while spending 8 hours, 10 hours. So you need to have strong arms, strong legs, and you need to make sure that you are walking fast and doing things fast, and making sure that the job has given you focus on job rather than something else. So if you show this in the interview that you have these skills, anyone can get you. And I know that many times overseas pharmacists could not match that requirement, and they've been asked to leave the job. I have been. That's why I always say that cultural need is very important for everyone to know. It's not like that you just coming to Australia and you will mix up with people. You need to mix. You need to match the requirement of this country. That's why I always say that watch Australian television, maybe watch some videos of pharmacy winning award stories. Watch that. I have put lots of videos on my YouTube. I did not put any video on my YouTube to earn money from YouTube. I always put things on my YouTube for people who want to learn. Taking some idea that if you can match, if you watch the stories of pharmacists, intern pharmacist of the year award, just watch them very closely. How that girl is doing in pharmacy, how quick she is, how quickly she's doing. So these are the things which I'm trying to show in my YouTube, is to reflect the culture, working culture.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. It was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there is a question asked or hand raised by Hassan and Moon.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. My question is, like, I'm an old pharmacist. I did my PharmD in like 2012, and I'm working here in Pakistan. So I want to come to Australia. I have already, applied for assessment, and I really want to join your group as well for the studies. And I am very eager to come to Australia. But the thing is, actually, I am a man with a family. So is it possible for me to come to Australia with my family?
Yes.
After the class?
Yes, you can apply visa for your family. Yes.
So my question is actually, if I come with my family just after assessment, so is it possible for me to, coop up all the things which is, comes when I'll go there, and the whole thing would be new for me. So is it possible for me to carry all the things?
Yes, you can come alone in the start, maybe first 4 months, and then bring your family up. Maybe
this is why my concern, because in the beginning I would be very busy there for registration process and that things which is actually required.
Your 12 months will be your 12 months will be very busy. You will be studying. You will be having so much load. But living alone can be daunting, can be depressing for you. I have seen people doing that, and they are very depressed. They left their wives, their kids in back home, and they're here alone, and they were mentally disturbed. So I don't want anyone to do that. Because if they're here with the family, at least their wives can be a person at home. They can talk to them. They can spend time. Otherwise, we are human. We get depressed. So that's what I suggest. Come along with the family.
Okay. So in your opinion, actually, I should come along in the beginning, and just after like 4 to 5 months.
After 4 months, 3 months, you can bring the kids or wife here.
Okay, thank you so much. So nice of you. So kind of you. Thank you.
Okay, we have done a lot of question answer in this small session, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It was helpful for me at more than the previous sessions.
Sorry, I don't know who is speaking. Can you say something? Who was the one who's speaking? Is it Hassan or?
It's Hassan here, and I really appreciate your efforts, and it's totally, very to the point things you are telling the people. This is actually the need a person. This is the help a person need when he's trying to come to some new country. You are doing an amazing job.
Yes, thank you. Look, I was invited for a meeting by immigration, the migration department here in South Australia. I had a discussion. I given them some suggestions, and so they know that what I'm doing. Many people. Any more questions here? If not, then let me know.
If there aren't any more questions, students, should we wrap up this session, please? Because I'm sure sir has a very valuable time, and he has already given a lot of it to us. So if you have any queries, please post them now, or we are going to wrap up this session.
My only question is, after the caps, when we reach there in Australia, the other exam, which is for the registration, how hard it is. Like I heard that this is an open book test, but I just want to know that what kind of test it is and what are the.
Look, that exam is about your practical knowledge, what you're going to learn in 12 months. Everything which intern learn during their work, that is the questions that they ask in the exam, especially the communication skills, how pharmacists. So when anyone start working in their pharmacy, obviously they start learning, and if they're practicing that learning in their work, obviously they can. Everyone, because there's a lot of bird sound coming. So what I'm saying that the final exam or oral exam or written exam in the end of the traineeship is all dependent on your intern hours that you have spent in Australia. So if you paying attention to your to your training, and if you're practicing that, then it's become very easy. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's so much helpful.
Yes,
you are doing amazing. Actually, the thing is, I have asked these kind of questions to too many people, but they never told us the right way, as you are telling, because they were just saying it's an open book test. But I had no idea what kind
Look,
of.
I can tell you what is the criteria of passing the exam. They will only assess you if you can be left alone in the pharmacy and you can be a safe pharmacist. Just imagine that if you are knowledgeable to work in Australia as an independent pharmacist, if you're confident that they can assess that, those people are very smart. They can even pick up in 2 minutes that they will pass you or not fail. They can start when you go on in the room, as soon as you enter, as soon as you start speaking, they can start assessing you from there. So communication is the most important thing in like how we introduce ourselves, how we introduce, how we think that how other people can remember you from their experience. What is like, if I'm talking to you, if I'm not giving you a good experience, then obviously you will not come back to me, right? So the pharmacist is similar kind of person. If a pharmacist is working in any pharmacy, and if a pharmacist is giving you a pathetic advice, very bad impression of communication, they will not let that person pass in the exam. Even how good your pharmacology is, even how good your interaction is, but if you don't know the human touch, you won't pass. So that's very important. Communication is most important.
So what I assess, like, it is a total package. You should be a total package. Like, you must have all the complete command on the subjects, complete command on the skills, and your attitude and your personality should be up to the mark to
Yes.
pass all these things.
Yes. If you go into the in the interview room with the jeans with tattoo on it, and if you're not presentable, and if you're not showing interest, and I mean, they won't let you pass. If you're not talking as if the Australian talk, we talk about weather, we talk about culture, we talk about sports. So that's why my criteria for anyone to come in my elite group is to know about the Australian culture. Anyone who want to come to my elite group, I don't let anyone to come to my elite group because I don't want to waste my time. I want them to do a research and give me a presentation in a video that how you're going to mix in Australian culture, because that makes my job very easy, that I know that this person knows, they have spent time on the research that what Australia require from a pharmacist, that you will research by spending time on videos and spending time on the internet to learn about Australia, because you're coming to Australia, right? You're coming for a big change. You're coming for your family to grow here, to have future generations settle here. This is not a very simple joke that we're doing. We're talking about very serious thing. So someone who really want to pursue with me, they need to do some research, and in 12 months anyone can do it. A lot of people have done it. It's not very hard.
That's a very pivotal point you raised. Basically, I have seen some videos of the regional area, and their accent is totally different. Like the Australian accent in the regional area is a bit different from the people who are belongs to urban area. So I think there is a difference of that as well. I've seen the videos of different regions as well.
Yes, try to learn that. Try to say things like them. First of all, try to understand what they're saying and try to say those things in the same way. That's a simple trick. Any more questions?
I think there are no more questions. Sir, I would really, really like to thank you for all your time. And it was a very informative session, not only for me, but I'm sure for others as well.
Thank you.
And inshallah, I hope that all of us who are aspiring to work in Australia one day come over there and get to meet you in person, inshallah.
Thank you. Maybe I will come in Pakistan. Maybe I would like to meet, maybe arrange a meeting.
Inshallah.
And I'd like to do a survey, because that survey will help. I'd like to submit that survey report to Australian Pharmacy Council about how many people are interested in doing the exam in Pakistan. So if I can share you a small link, if you can get that filled up with as many as pharmacists.
Definitely, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a question.
I will
If you
get
want to
that
come
done.
to Australia, when is your exam plan? When you're planning for your exam? That kind of question. So you can.
Yes, sir. Definitely, definitely. I'll forward it.
The data will come and I will submit that in coming week. So maybe this will hope. And there's another way that we can ask the ABC body to have a center approved in Karachi. All the pharmacists who's listing me, they should have the Twitter account active. And then I can share some draft Twitter like tweet message that can be circulated by at least 100 or 200 pharmacists. Then that actually make a difference at their end, that there are so many desperate pharmacists want to have more exam centers. There are more exam interested pharmacists. There are more people putting that in the email as well. So that's how we can create a voice for more centers in Pakistan.
Yes, sir. Inshallah, I will forward that survey just to all the pharmacists over here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jazakallah. Jazakallah.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Sir, Jazakallah, sir. Thank you so much.
If you have missed, or if anyone have missed this session is recorded and live available on my YouTube into the live section. Anyone can go and watch that again if anyone has missed because of work or any other social gathering. All right. Thank you very much. Stay in touch. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.